comedy podcast asking the question, are we missing the point? Are you missing the point? Or is the whole damn world missing the point? My name is Brian,
This is Ruth.
and I have decided to actually use my standing desk as a standing desk.
I
So,
noticed that you were standing. I,
yeah,
I, I
look at me.
considered it.
Yeah.
I mean, people that only hear this don't know, but
There you go. Yep. See, every
but
time I turn mine on, it freaks all the animals out and they go running out of the office like I lit a fire
oh, the
behind them.
wizardry.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're like, what the fuck is this
they're
fucking magic?
they're not into it.
It also makes kind of a ugly noise. This is not a very quiet sitting standing desk. It's
The
sort of
motor.
like raising the devil from hell sometimes because I also have way more shit on this desk than I should have because I
Are
am who
you
I am.
exceeding the load
Oh,
that is recommended by the manufacturer?
absolutely. Most definitely. All the way. And
I would
that's what I
expect
do. I
nothing
void
less.
warranties professionally. So I this thing is long since out of warranty at this point and I'm okay with it and someday it will start lifting up and then it'll just fall apart in a million pieces and I'll be like, "All right, well, it's time to get another one. That's cool. Like no big deal, whatever." So, but in the meantime, here I am being more healthy. That's cool, right? So,
Standing is good.
yeah, you know.
I mean, throw forward to my pinball conversation for the week. But yeah,
Exactly. There you go.
absolutely. Yeah.
I
No,
promise to
standing.
not be one of those people that talks about how sitting is slowly killing you and all that because sitting is great, everyone. Let's just be real.
Oh,
It's
I'm sitting.
amazing. I love
I
it.
I
I'm
I
all about it.
regret nothing. I regret nothing.
Yeah.
Not today.
I
No.
just like this because it sort of makes it easier to like do this whole thing in a lot of ways because I'm negotiating around all my bullshit on my desk, but in this case, it's good,
Have
but
you considered like holding it and asking if it brings you joy? Sorry, I
like
can't
my
think of
whole desk, just holding my whole desk and asking if it brings me joy. Does this
well,
desk
I
bring
was
me
thinking
joy?
like piece by piece, but maybe the whole
Oh,
desk.
that could work too. It didn't bring me joy when I moved last, I'll tell you that. I wanted to burn this whole fucking desk to the ground. It was like the one of the worst things I ever had to move because I was somehow figuring out how to cram the whole thing into the back of my fucking car and
Did you not wait? Oh, is it hard to take apart?
yes. Well, no,
Ah.
it's easy to take apart. It's impossible to put back together. And
Oh.
so much so that I do not want to have to do that again when I next move because that's why I put wheels on
So
it because I'm just going to roll the thing to wherever it goes next. And if it
sorry,
dies, it
just
dies.
down the
So,
interstate, just rolling
yeah,
it
just
down
tie
the
it to the back of the car and just down the 101, man. Just, like I'm out of here. See y'all
Oh my
later. And
oh,
if it dies, it dies. That's it. So,
the
which I guess
desk
is
or
sort of
the
the same thing
highway?
that people would say about me choosing to sit versus stand. If he dies, he dies. Well, that's true. If I
Well,
die, I die. And if it's from sitting and doing whatever I do at a computer, that's okay. It's more likely I'll die standing up. So, I don't know. I don't know, everyone.
well, I don't really have a preference either way. I do enjoy how much I've been standing recently.
I mean, it's
I
definitely got its purposes. Yeah. So,
Yeah, if you can, you should. I don't know. Not everybody gets to stand, which is again in and of its own like a privilege, and some people get to stand too much,
that's true.
and that
Yes.
is also unfair on the other end. So, I mean, sit when you can or stand when you can. I don't know. I like
Right.
playing pinball because I get to stand a
Right.
lot and it's cool. I've been playing a lot of pinball this week. Ooh.
Oh, okay, good. All right. So we've got some
Like
some
like a
stories then.
lot, like a lot. Oh,
Okay, good.
there's so many stories that I we are trying to stay to a time limit, right? Yeah. Um
We're keeping it
yeah.
tight and tidy, everybody.
Well, I'm
And
very proud of you and I hope that you know, with all your standing, you'll get better at pinball. Sorry.
that's what I'll do. I'm just going to imagine that I'm playing pinball,
There you go.
even though
And
usually what I'm doing is debugging code or advertising campaigns and telling myself that somehow this is the thing that I do on this planet in order to validate my financial
Hey,
security, you know? Like,
Brian,
hey,
that
I'm
is
just
not
saying,
all that you
I
do
would
on this
much rather be standing and
planet.
playing pinball, okay? So
Well,
that
at
would
some
be
point in
better,
the
but I
very near
can't do that
future,
in this office.
I mean, fair enough. Please do not try
That's the
to
problem.
don't put a pinball machine. I mean, okay, well,
I mean, I
dou-
could try. I don't think it would be smart, but
double double shoulder Ruth is like, yeah, you can definitely absolutely put a pinball machine there for sure.
well, it's like those
What is
people that put a fucking treadmill in front of their desk and then they walk the whole time. And I'm like, absolutely not. I will sooner die. No way. No, no. You know what? Props. That's cool. I know a guy who did that. We would get onto conference calls sometimes, and I would be seeing him sort of just like moseying along, and I'd be like, "Are you what's going?" One day I said to him, what's happening?" He's like, "Oh, I did one of those treadmill
was he
things."
bobbing and
Yeah, it was
wiggling?
like just kind of like slowly because he would walk at like 1/10 of a mile an hour or something, like not much at all, you know. But he's just like moseying along. I was like, okay, I gotta ask, like, what's going on? He's like, oh, I have a treadmill on my desk, and I was like, but why? And he was like, well, you know, because it's healthier that way. I was like, still though, but why? Like, is there anything comfortable about doing this? And he was like, oh no, it's the worst. I was like, okay, there you go. Like now, and that's fine. Like, cool, get it. But also, you couldn't pay me money. No way. No,
No, no. I
no, no.
stand, sit, or walk. I don't care what you do.
Right. I mean,
I
do
got that.
whatever, you know, brings you joy, I guess. Marie Kondo your way through life. That's fine. But still, like, no, thank you.
So, are you going
No
to
thanks.
take this desk apart when you move or no?
Fuck no. No way.
You're just gonna
No.
stick it behind the car and just let it bounce
No,
along
I'll
the
roll it.
freeway?
No, this time I'll roll it into a U-Haul.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah, no.
you're
I'm
bougie like that.
last time
Okay.
I took the whole thing apart piece by piece and crammed it into the back of my car and then drove 400 something miles to go to LA. And I was like, I should have just thrown this thing away. What is wrong with me? And I did it, but then I tried to put it together when we moved in. And I was like, literally, like, I should just burn this or just buy another one. Should I just buy another one? And I swear to God, my partner probably heard me like yelling and cursing and bleeding all over the thing. And I was like, this is probably not worth it for like $150 standing desk, right? And I was like, no, it's not. But I was in too deep. So
It
there
was
you go.
done.
Yeah,
You
it was
were
done.
you were in.
So this is either the most boring thing that people are hearing on a podcast today,
Or
or
the lead up to the most exciting thing they've ever heard
that's right. Or
before.
somebody's like, you know what? I feel you, Brian. That is something I can align my chakras with and, you know, align away, man. So there you go.
Well, I mean, our social media is up to date and on the dot. So if you have a thought, feel free to
Yeah.
shoot it over to
Let me know. Hashtag standing desk or
oh,
hashtag sit and die or something. I don't know, you know.
I don't know, hashtag a little bit of both. It's cool.
There you go. Yeah.
I had to sit a lot today. Those days where you just have to wait for something to happen.
Yeah, pretty much all the time.
And in the meantime, there's like a shit ton of other stuff to do.
Sure.
But it mostly requires sitting still. And
Right.
I am probably betraying myself here, but I I I don't do that well at sitting still. I never have. I try
No, same.
to,
No.
and I'm pretty good at the discipline of it. Insofar as like I understand I'm supposed to, so I'll do my best at it. But generally speaking, um, it becomes like a really uncomfortable, like heightened state of like why, which
Right.
turns into impatience.
Sure.
And so today I had to do a lot of like sitting, which was good for my productivity, like the poster for next month's uh Albuquerque Bells and Chimes tournament is all but finalized.
Yeah, there you
And
go. Productivity.
yeah, like there were emails sent. Like it was a golden day of sitting still, but at the same time I was waiting for my card to get done. And so there was this edge of like impatience, which is my natural
Sure.
state.
Right.
And I knew I had to sit for a while. And I was sitting comfortably in a very lovely place. I was at Humble downtown, and then I had lunch in the 505 food hall at uh the ramen place, Naruto. It was
Nice.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was lovely. I mean, no complaints like for the experiences, but like having to sit still. I started, oh, I didn't even mention this yet. I know that you guys don't know this, but Brian and I have been having an hour-long conversation before we even
It's
started.
true. It usually happens. Yeah.
And it was on the agenda, but I forgot to mention it. I started on the zine. I forgot how
Excellent. We're
hard it is.
working on a zine, by the way,
I,
just so everyone knows.
yeah, per the last episode, if you don't know
If
that,
you
then
didn't listen in, well,
you need to
you
go
missed
back
out.
and
Yeah.
no, it's still there. You can still get it. It's okay.
Yeah, it's
Eh,
okay. We don't hold it against you. Only a little
no,
bit.
oh,
Only
I
a little
mean,
bit.
welcome. How are you?
Yeah.
I hope you're well.
Yes.
Anyway, so I started and I forgot how hard it is.
Oh yeah, it's a pain in the ass. It's not easy. No.
And like my high level, very expensive imagination ideas are like, but like two sticks getting rubbed together right now to make a fire. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Uh-huh. Yep.
But
Yep.
it's coming. I worked on it today because I had to sit still for a while, and sitting still, while difficult for some of us, is also a very good practice, and I enjoyed it.
Well, I suppose you could have been standing still too, so it's probably better that you were sitting while being still. So,
Oh, well, then I went to go play pinball after I was done working,
see,
so
there
I
you
also
go. Balance. Balance, everyone.
Sure, sure.
Align your fucking chakras.
So Brian is standing and I am sitting as of this very moment in
And that
real
could
time.
change at any moment,
At
is
any
all I have to
moment.
say. You don't
No what
know.
no one knows what's
And if
no
you're
one
not
knows what's
watching the
next.
video, then you have no idea what's going on. So that's pretty cool too. So
Aw.
you can just guess, just make it up in your head and
Well, we do have a Twitch
imagine.
going, right?
Yes, and
So
various other ways
theoretically.
that people can see that we are human beings actually making this whole thing. So, dealer's choice, everyone. That's all I got to say about that. You can figure that out. But speaking of
I
aligning
trust you.
one's chakras,
Oh god.
I'm interested in aligning my chakra with some horribleness from Reddit if you're game for it, I
Oh wow, I'm
I've been on
game.
Reddit a little more than I care to admit lately because as
How's that going?
I mean, listen, Reddit for being a trash fire, it's still that place where I end up going when I have some kind of freaking problem that I can't figure out. Somebody on Reddit is like, "Oh yeah, yeah, no, that happened to me once. Check it out, do this." And I'm like, "Wow, thank you, random Reddit dude, because nothing else helped." So, if anything, I'll give Reddit some credit. Reddit
No,
credit. Reddit
Reddit.
credits.
Oh, Reddit credit.
Future money.
Can we make that one of our own
Yeah, Reddit
um
credit.
categories for deciding how these posts go? Reddit credit.
Oh yeah, there you go. Do you get some Reddit credit? Yeah. Okay, that's a new one. I'm willing to
So
adopt to this. Motion uh what's it? Passed. Yeah.
unanimous. All right, cool.
Unanimously.
It's
Yes.
done.
All in favor. It's just the two of us. Okay.
I
Aye. There you go.
done. Clack
Motion
clack.
passes and that part's
Reddit
adjourned.
credit.
There you go. Reddit credit.
Very
Okay.
good.
Yeah, all
All
right. I'm
right.
interested to see who gets some Reddit credit this week.
All right.
As horrible as it is.
I am looking at my options. As we all know, I'll keep the intro short. If you don't know by now, welcome to the club.
Where have
I
you
don't.
been?
Yeah. But you know what? We don't care. Now you're here, and that's
That's
cool.
true. And we're grateful.
I don't read Reddit. I can't handle it. But
Can't be
my husband,
arsed, as they say.
I can't be arsed. I try to, but I'm not able to do it. There are other things going on that I must put more attention to. Um, that said, our silent editor, my husband, is very good at parsing Reddit very quickly. And amongst this particular set, Brian, Nathan, and I, he has become a fine purveyor of the most interesting, shortest to
Yes.
read
Thank you for
on a
that.
microphone.
Appreciate that quite a lot.
Com- Compelling slices of human interaction where we wonder, shit, was I the asshole?
That's right. Yeah.
Or wait, I'm being told I was the asshole, but I don't feel I was the asshole. And then suddenly, when they describe everything, if they disclose it in the most beautifully transparent way, you figure out that everybody involved was an asshole, like everybody sucked here. Or in its most unicorn beautiful form, the post will indicate that there were no assholes. So
And a rainbow appeared in the sky.
one can only hope,
Yeah, that's right.
honestly. So YTA, NTA, ESH, or what is it? Nah,
Nah.
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 Nah, bro. Nah.
Nah.
Nah, bro.
Exactly. All right. So are we going up from the bottom or down from the top? Pick a direction.
Wow, that's weird.
I'm
If
looking at my emails from our silent editor.
we're
I
choosing
have,
if our segment is a bottom or a top.
yes, that's correct.
Okay. Let's go with bottom. I like it. Let's just see what happens, you know? I'm a
All
little
right.
worried, but I'm always a little worried. That's I take medication for that, like most of us. So
Oh, well, fair. Yeah, we went all the way to the bottom and
the
now we're
internet feeds my anxieties
gonna help
and also
every
assuages
morning.
them. I don't know. It's weird.
Well, depends on what time you wake up in the morning, I
That's right.
guess. All right, here's the title. Oh, so this is called The Cold Read. I haven't read these before. That was the whole point of that little joke. I don't
That's
know
right.
what I'm about to read.
And
Uh,
neither do I.
no, nobody does.
Legitimately, I have no fucking clue, which is great.
Aside from the people who wrote it and who read it on Reddit before me. Read it on Reddit. See,
Reddit on Reddit with their Reddit credit.
oh my god.
Listen, it's just happening today, okay? So
Cheers. No, I'm into it.
cheers to that. That's right.
All right. AITAH. Am I the asshole for kicking my quote down on his luck unquote friend out of my apartment for disobeying my one rule?
I mean, okay. I'm interested having been in this situation myself, so let's go.
Same. Raise your hand if you've ever had a roommate.
Yeah, I think we've all lived this life a
Ooh,
little bit.
roommate stories could be a future.
Oh
Like,
man, yeah, that could be good.
no,
Okay.
no, I changed my mind. Never mind. No,
It
we're not
could,
doing
yeah,
that.
that may end
No,
up just being like a really long bitch
we're not.
session,
Yeah.
which I would also understand, but that's for another day.
So let's listen to theirs. A friend of mine, 22 male, has been down of his luck recently and wanted a fresh start in a different state. He reached out to me, 30 male, to crash on my couch for a bit until he gets his life together. I agreed and have been buying him groceries and putting gas in his car until he finds his footing. I only had one, all capitals, one, important. I only had one rule. He can't bring any girls over to stay the night.
Huh.
It's fair. I mean, that's me. Sorry. Uh any girls over to stay the night. It's been 3 weeks and he has done it twice now. The first time he said he was drunk and it was an accident. The second time he just blatantly said, I'm sorry, I need to get one out. In quotes.
Whoa. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mm.
that's
I
weird.
told him it's fine. She can stay the night, but he has to leave with her in the morning. It wasn't me being jealous. It's just a matter of respect.
Fair. Fair. Okay. That's it? He just cut it
Oh
off
yeah,
right there? He
yeah.
was
That's
like, "All
it.
right, and I'm out."
No, That's the whole fucking post, man.
So this guy's other rule is I don't close up my argument. I'm just gonna leave the fucking room. Word. I mean, okay, dude. Live your
Drop it out
life.
the door.
Align your fucking chakras. Okay. Wow. All right. I want to say you're not the asshole because like it's like one rule and it's not necessarily a very big one. But it seems a little weird. It sounds to me like he kind of knew the type of people that this friend of his was likely to bring over, and that was maybe more the reason for the rule. At least that's what I want to think, because having been in situations like this myself, as I said, I remember distinctly living with roommates in the past when I was much younger, by the way, so we were all idiots, but I
You
was,
know,
you
X
know,
number of years ago.
X
Nobody's
number of
ever
years
told
ago.
us how old we
No,
are.
no. And they're never going to because they're scared of it now. And that's hilariously great. Just stay on that tip or figure it out. That's cool too. But I mean, I distinctly remember telling one of my roommates in the past who had a tendency to just bring random people that he met, just like friends, just like dudes, when we were young, just come over, they'd come over and play video games. And I, being someone who worked second and third shift, so was usually not coming home until much later, you know, would come home to all these random people in my fucking house playing video games
Ooh,
and being
been there,
ridiculous. And I'd
done
be
that.
like, yeah. And I'd be
Yeah.
like, this kind of sucks. I'm pretty tired. I just worked a lot and I'm not really here for all, but I could just go in my room and be like, fine, leave me alone. But I remember saying distinctly, my one rule that I had back then was don't let anyone play my drum kit. No one gets to play my drum kit. And he was like, yeah, sure, no problem, no problem. And then what happens? But one night I come home and some random ass
No,
clown is playing my drum
no.
kit really
What?
poorly, too, by the way. Really poorly. And
Fair.
if there's anything that anybody knows, like there's a lot of instruments out there that when they're played poorly, it's like, all right, like, yeah, this is annoying, like, oh, you're playing a trombone really poorly or something. Like, all right, this sucks. The drums played poorly by someone who, like, obviously also really doesn't give a shit about learning how to play the drums is the worst thing ever. It's just, and I'm a drummer. I've been drumming for 32 years or something at this point, and even I can't deal with it. I can deal with someone learning how to play. That's totally fine. No one starts great, but like
No,
when it's
that's
just like
different.
I'm just sitting here hitting things just to be an annoying asshole, and that was what was happening. And I distinctly remember telling my roommate when I walked into the house at that point, being very angry and being like, "What was the one rule that I said about you bringing these random people here?" He was, "Don't let anyone play your drum kit." I was like, "What was that?" And don't let anyone play your drum kit. Yeah, that's right. Don't let anyone play my drum kit. What'd you do? Oh, I let somebody play your drum kit. Yeah, don't let anybody play my fucking drum kit. So, I kind of get the OP's point here. I do. But it is a little weird, I have to say, to be like, you can't get some. That's a little weird. So I'm not gonna decide yet. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna hold off before I say what my ultimate feeling is, because of course I have to hear what you say about this. So
So many things to say about it,
so
but
many, yeah.
like I'm literally reminiscing on. I was also fucking around Discord, so sorry for like poking in on the conversation. I don't know. I hit Discord. I don't know. Whatever. Um. Hmm. I. Oof. All right. Sorry. The brain packet just unfolded. Okay. Lots of thoughts.
That's all right.
Um.
That's good. That's why we do this.
I left my family when I was young to live a lifestyle different than theirs. Um. And I hope a lot of people do too.
Yeah, it's
OP.
good for you, just so everyone knows it's good.
It is. OP is 30. And it's hard. There's a couple things that I have questions about here. So first of all, there's an 8-year difference between him and his roommate.
Yes, that
A, f-
that is definitely worth noting. Yeah.
a friend of mine, 22, has been down of his luck recently and wanted a fresh start. If you need a fresh start at 22, I'm not sure the 30-year-old friend, unspecified as to how or how long or why or what the
Right.
allegiances are here,
Right.
um, is helping you. So
Right.
question mark there.
Right.
Um, Clearly this young person, as is expected and as what happened when I was that age as well, was, down a clown, do the thing, fucking whatever.
Sure, right.
And
Help a brother out, you know.
right. Well, if the 22-year-old was like partying and like, having
Being
consensual sex
22
with
years old, I mean,
right with people at the place where he was told he could stay, uh then he's being dismissive of the rule if it was
right.
set ahead of time.
Right.
Unfortunate, unforced error, but also highly attributable to his age bracket
Yes,
or
absolutely. Yeah.
what have you,
Yeah.
etc.
Yeah. Yeah, very
Um,
much so.
Deuterino, who is hosting this young man, also gets to have his set of preferences, and those are okay.
True. Yes. True.
Like, it's okay. I mean, as a heathen, as a pagan, as a fucking horny ass bitch, like, listen, I get wanting to get down.
Sure.
I,
Right.
I also understand people who don't roll the same way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which it sounds like, our OP doesn't, which word. I
Yeah,
mean, get it.
for
I
for
get
any
that.
number of reasons. So the
Sure.
only reason I am like even describing it this way is because I'm worried that OP is expecting something of his much younger roommate, and him having girls over is preventing him from succeeding in some sort of um goal.
Yes, some
For
inquantifiable.
Right, and it could be whatever, right? Like maybe he just wants a roommate, maybe he just wants the company, maybe he doesn't like the sounds of people fucking making macaronis in the next. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I
I
shouldn't have
mean,
even said
it's
that.
let's
I
be real.
apologize.
It's,
You know
probably
what?
not
And
great. Yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
and
it's,
and I'm not
we've
trying
all
to be real.
shared a wall with someone that's like,
Oh
"Oh,
yeah,
that's not
Cheryl.
great. I'm not
That's
into
how
that."
old we are,
I
guys.
mean,
Like, let's get real with it.
it's not
Um,
great, you know?
Yeah, it's not. And if you're uncomfortable or if there are things that you are going through and it is your house and you ask for that to not happen, that's cool. But this person is leaving wherever they were from before, presumably up to and including their parents' house for a similar sort of complaint. So either this young person needs more like direction and support, or maybe you don't invite a 22-year-old into the
Right.
sanctity of
Yeah.
your space where it sounds like you have very strong preferences. So, is he the asshole? It's tricky because it's easy to help young people up front. I
That's right.
speak from experience.
Yes. Yes.
From both ends of the deal, right?
Right.
Like I have been fostered by people older than me, and I've also turned around and been like, oh my god, your face is in a gutter, here, let me hold your hair, and then suddenly
Right.
been responsible for
Right.
somebody else's young decisions, right, long after I made my own,
Yes.
because
Yes.
I'm no saint. It's been
And we
done.
all hope that in some way or another, us doing that for them would keep them from doing some of the same dumb things. But
Yeah, falling in the
I
same
don't know
sort
how
of
to tell you. People are just going to do those things, man. It's like just going to happen. So you really
100%.
can't just work yourself to death hoping that they don't. It's not worth it.
But you also have to make decisions as to your own like peace and sanctity. Like Are you the asshole for kicking him out? Mm, maybe,
That
but
is the ultimate question here, I guess. We could pick it apart, but that was the actual thing that was posited here, right? Is
right.
the OP the asshole for kicking this person out? So that, I guess, is what we have to focus on versus all the other things that we can
Yeah,
pick the
for sure.
Katamari Damacy apart about. Like,
I know, right? Well, being 30 isn't being grown either. I remember being 30.
nope, yep, never
I
again.
was
No
not
thanks.
making particularly good decisions at 30 either, let's be
Absolutely
real.
not.
I
No.
mean,
Mm-mm.
lot lots of wins, I can point out the losses for sure. Um,
Yeah. Yeah,
excuse me.
they're pretty there's myriad ones there. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
100%, 100%. But the fact of the matter is, if you feel like you did it in good faith and you think you're helping him, then that's fine. And yes, hold your boundaries 100%. Um, if you did it to try and gain something from somebody much younger than you in hopes of like a reciprocality there where you got to control who else they spoke to and whatnot or whatever for your own like ego needs as opposed to your own like psyche needs, those are two different things in my
right, there you
mind.
go. There you go. Yep.
Then no, it's your house. I mean, NTA, I guess.
Yeah, like
uh
I guess I'm almost it's weird because I'm almost willing to lean into everybody sucks here because there's a little bit
yes,
of sucking kind of
into it.
across the board, you know? Like,
Well, it's just a set of concerns because at 30, you're not supposed to be responsible for somebody else. 8 years you're younger while you're trying to get your own stability. Now, granted, I'm not
right.
30 anymore. And at 30, I felt like I was taking care of a bunch of people in my life,
Oh yeah.
um,
Mhm.
up
Yes.
to and including getting Brian white wine wasted and walking around the neighborhood
Yep.
at 3 in the morning.
Yep. There you go. That tells you anything about what was going on around 30, everyone. That's the proof that you need, okay? Is that
So,
right there.
no, I was not ready to actually do
No.
this,
Mm-mm.
but
No.
we're friends, and that's different, like, but
And I
Brian and
guess I
I
didn't, crash on your couch, so that's good,
no,
you know?
absolutely not. No,
Although
it
to be
was
fair, I was staying in someone else's house at that point because I was, quote unquote, down on my in my luck, how this person put they said something weird instead of down on their luck, down in their luck or something
oh,
anyway.
yeah, no, they said, hold on, sorry. They said, he goes like down of his luck.
Oh, down of, yes. Okay. Yeah, there you go. Right. So as someone who was down of my luck at that time as well, you know, I did
You weren't 22, dude.
no, but I
I'm just
was
saying, like,
early
I did.
30s, so,
Oh, yeah.
you
Wow,
know.
that did. No, no, that happened. No, I was there, man. I
So
remember
even
it
in
did
the
happen.
30s, man, it's not, like
Yeah.
we
Well,
talk a lot here, I know about, like you not really knowing yourself when you're younger, et cetera. And listen, I'm not here to say that like you don't because I know that I went through a lot of shit when I was very young, as many pretty much all of us did, et cetera. So, that's not to say like you're full of shit until you're old and crotchety, which
mm-mm.
like, no, it's not that. But all the same, I will say that, you can only expect so much of somebody, man. So you probably shouldn't be surprised when said 22-year-old ends up, you know, not doing the thing that you told him not to do.
Yeah.
So in that respect, everybody kind of sucks here. In the
ESH then.
yeah,
Okay.
I think so. It's a bit of ESH. In the part of are you an asshole for kicking the person out? No, probably not, because it sounds like that probably needed to happen because more than likely this person needs to learn that. And I'm assuming because, I mean, again, this OP just sort of is like ghosted right at the end of that post there. They're like, fuck it, I'm out. It's cool. It's great. You know what, man? Just say your piece and get the fuck out. But like, I'm assuming probably Homeboy was able to like go and do something else. This wasn't like, yo, you're out on the streets. I'm guessing the person was like able to go and do, something else somewhere. So maybe they needed that bit. For that part, you're not necessarily the asshole. That's why I say this is a difficult one, because it's either we look at the original question or the whole of the thing. And, we're the ones who are coming up with Reddit credit here. So I'm just going to go off on it, whatever we want. Yeah, I'm going to say it's an ESH. It's a bit of a soft ESH, but it is a little bit of it, Tell your friend to not suck, to get his shit together. And then don't be surprised when he doesn't. That's it, man.
Because it takes a long time to get your shit together.
Right.
It takes like us adult. Okay, so when I was coming to 7th grade, I remember going into my 6th grade algebra teacher's classroom and being like, wow, that summer flew by, and him being a fucking math nerd and kind of like understanding that I would get what he was about to say. He was like, time goes faster as you get older.
Oh man, yeah, fucking physics, swear to God.
And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah,
compression, man. Time compression.
When you're like 5, the summer feels like forever.
Yeah, it's the best thing ever.
When you're like 12, it's gonna feel shorter. And I feel like he said something like to the effect of like, trust me, like whatever. I don't know if he had just gone through a divorce. Like there was some sort of weird traumatic like instance in his life. He's like, oh, time flew.
Yes.
And I was all, oh, okie dokie then. Because
Right.
it was like whatever pre-registration day. You know how we do here in Albuquerque. You just walk up to the school and you like
Right. Yeah.
wave your
You
hand.
used to be able to just show them. You're like, hey, I'm here. I still have nightmares about that shit. So
it was so scary.
It's the worst. No, thank you.
But then you got to see your older, like your prior like years teachers or whatever. Anyway, so I'm not convinced that the age difference between 22 and 30 is enough for the 30-year-old to provide the type of elasticity that a 22-year-old needs.
Right.
That said, regardless of the age, and this is what I'll say, and I'll say it right now directly to my kids whenever the fuck you hear this, I expect you to do whatever the fuck I say.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Because I'm mom. So 30-year-old is not mom. 22-year-old is fucking off, as 22-year-olds do.
Right.
Tend to, some of them, not all of y'all. You're okay, generally speaking. And even if you are fucking off, like, you know what? Like, fucking horns up. Like, do it. Do it now.
You can, man. Yeah.
Do it now. Trust me, it gets weirder later.
Much better. Yeah. Much better then than later. That's for sure. Yeah.
So I feel shit. ESH. You brought ESH up, and now I'm torn.
It's it's difficult. Yeah.
I feel strong NTA, soft ESH.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm agreed.
Is being a little shithead. Can little shithead be a category? LSH?
Little shithead. You are little shithead. LSH. I mean, technically, shithead is one word, but we can split it up into 3 letters for this. Yeah, you can be an LSH. Yeah, that's okay.
I literally shortened Labubu to capital LB the other day in a post.
I don't know what a Labubu is, and at this point in my life, I'm too scared to ask.
We're not doing that right now.
Okay, good. That's good, because I feel like there's already a podcast about what Labubus are and why everyone's suddenly into. I don't even know. I just know it's a word that I've seen on the internet, and I'm just going to stick with that. So,
yeah,
think
Trolls dolls or Cabbage Patch Kids for now.
Oh, got it. Okay, cool. That was kind of what I figured. But I also wasn't sure if it was like some new kind of like pants like that were like really like form-fitting or something. Like your Labubu for your, I don't know, man. I'm just saying. Okay.
Oh my God, send me a link if you find that.
I think that it sounds more like a pair of pants. than it does a collectible toy, which apparently it is. So don't hate me, everyone, for not knowing what the fuck a Labubu is, because I'm not going to figure it out. I'm still not going to go Google it. It's just going to happen at some point that I'll just see something. Also, I've said the
I
words. Now it's going to show up on my fucking phone like 30 times, so that's cool.
I
But
feel like you're thinking of boots with the fur.
that is very
Sorry.
likely. Yes, but that's also very strange and also proves our age very quickly. So there's another clue for you all in the meantime. But to bring this back to the actual thing that we were talking about, yes,
I don't know.
22-year-old is an LSH, little shithead,
Yeah.
and OP is not the asshole, but everyone sucks a little bit because,
A little bit.
whatever,
Yeah.
man, just like welcome to living with other people who you didn't really
Right.
plan on living with. It's not fun,
Well,
and it's going to happen to you again, and you're just going to be like, wow, okay, no, this is why I'm going to live in a little tiny studio some point in my life, because they're going to be like, sorry, man, there's no room for you. The fuck out of my house.
and if you're going to accept people younger than you, especially those who aren't related to you, but you seem to understand what their situation is, like, welcome to being an elder.
Right. Yeah, it's not fun. It's
Like,
very
there,
annoying.
yeah, the
But
error
someone did it
margin.
for you when you were a a little asshole, a little
And,
shithead, little asshole, little shit at. Never
oh,
mind.
little,
Anyway, one of those things.
no, I like those.
Little
I like both
ass
of those.
shit hole. Okay, I gotta go. So
You're
that's
fired.
it. That's the
You're
end of the
fired. You're
podcast. I'm
done.
fired. Bye,
That's
everybody. I
it.
resign.
Well, I'm just saying,
I know when I should
don't
go.
don't accept people across your threshold unless you are willing to put in the work that it takes to make them part of your household. And
There
if
you
you
go.
haven't figured out what that takes for you outside of yourself, then literally, regardless of the nature of the relationship, there are no other people that need to be in your household
Right.
until
You
you
can
figure
just
it.
be like, sorry, man, get the fuck out of my house. You can hang out
Yeah.
for a little bit and hit the
If you
bong, and then you gotta go. So
hit the bong. Can we make that an
hey,
emoticon for
hit
the
the
podcast?
bong. There really should be an emoticon that is hitting a bong, but that's like not cool or something. So,
Well,
you know,
just imagine it, everyone. Just imagine it.
imagine an emoticon hitting a bong, and that is what you should do. And then there it should be, get the fuck out of my house. So, okay, all
Yeah.
right. Well, I
I don't
think
know.
I think
Highly
that's pretty well
inconclusive, but
sorted.
like everyone needs a little bit of like grounding and learning here. Like obviously the 22-year-old is going to take a bunch of lumps on the head before they figure out what the fuck's going on in their lives. But if the 30-year-old isn't ready to usher a 22-year-old into adult
That's
life,
right.
then you don't have to have him crashing at your house either. Like
That's
down on his
exactly
luck.
it.
I mean,
Yes.
no offense, but come on now, man. Like at some point we all become adults, right? And we've all been, I don't know, everyone that is speaking right now on this podcast has been in both positions, one of need and one of being done with helping people.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And it's only when you get to that certain magical point where you're like, wow, okay, I've done this more than I care to, and I don't have any room left anymore in my brain pan to do it, that you're like, no, no, call your mom or your dad or your something, just call somebody. Sorry, it sucks. And you'll feel kind of like an asshole for a little bit, but then you won't be posting on Reddit about this, which should really be a goal that we should all have in our lives, right? Is to not end up having to ask Reddit if we're assholes. So yeah, so there it is. Soft ESH and sort of soft NTA, and then a new
Yeah,
category of little shithead.
little shithead.
Congratulations. You
Unless
have
they,
ushered in something new, everyone. Yeah.
y'all are killing the game,
You're killing it
honestly.
out there. That's right. Okay. All right. This is good. This is good. I'm interested to see what happens next. I'm also a little scared, but I'm always a little scared when we come to the second one. So,
So the next
let's
one that
roll
I
them
clicked,
dice.
yeah, well, the next one that I clicked was deleted, so that
Sweet.
happened. Yeah.
Even better. That's right.
All right, third
Cleared the
try.
internet of that.
Third link try on the cold read. Ooh, that one was also deleted. Oakley dokley.
Okay.
Stand by, everyone. Everyone is regretting their drunken actions on Reddit right now. Ooh, also deleted. Holy
Ooh,
shit, no
hey,
fucking way. Okay, here we go.
okay. Fifth time's a
No,
charm.
no, never mind. We already read that one. What the fuck is happening?
Well, that works
Yeah,
too.
everyone's having a lot of regrets about what they posted on the internet the last time they thought about it. Okay,
Maybe people heard that we're talking shit about them on a podcast and they were like, shit, don't do that.
all
That's
right.
probably not enough. But you know what? I'm gonna dream, so fuck it.
I appreciate that. I'm gonna give you 3 letters. You pick a letter.
Oh shit. Okay.
M, F, or P?
P. Definitely.
P?
Yeah.
Oh, oh, okie dokie. Here we go. Oh, nope, deleted.
Damn it. I fucked it up. Shit.
Nathan, this shit is cursed. All right, F or M?
I bet it all on red and I lost. F because it stands for fail. Or
Oh, deleted.
shit. Okay.
Okay.
M for may I please have another? I don't know.
Okay.
Did that one work? I'm worried. If it didn't, then I think we've finally cursed ourselves out of it
No,
and that's it.
it worked. It worked.
Okay, sweet. All right.
Headline, title, header. Am I the asshole yelling at my parents not to speak that way to my kids?
Oh, okay. All right. This could get very interesting.
It's gonna hurt. Let's
Yeah, it's
go.
gonna hurt. Yeah.
My parents and I immigrated from Mexico.
Oh, okay. A little close to home.
Yeah, I had to take a deep breath there. Okay.
Yeah.
They are deeply rooted in such toxic love language. For 12 years, I have been trying to set clear boundaries about how to speak to my kids. Examples include, why don't you call me? Don't you love me anymore?
Oh.
Where's my güerita?
Okay. Yeah.
In parentheses white girl, or güerito in parentheses white boy.
Yes.
How come you don't come over to my house? I guess you must hate spending time with me. I got fed up yesterday, and I firmly said that in my house we don't speak that way.
Oh, okay.
That way of speaking is not loving. And my parents doubled down. My dad responded with, quote, well, bye, because in my house I can talk however I want, unquote.
Yeah. Okay.
Today my mom told me to just apologize because he's old and depressed.
I like that
I
qualifier was put in there. Old and depressed. Okay. Welcome to the party, pal.
Here we are. I double down, parentheses, because like father, like daughter, close parentheses, and said it will hurt their feelings more when they get a reply of, quote, no, I guess I don't love you, unquote.
Wow. Dang.
Oh, Brian, ooh.
And this one ended that way too. Is this just a new thing
Yeah,
on,
they're
in the
just dropping.
AITAH
Yeah, they're just
subreddit? People are
dropping.
just like, that's it,
They're,
and then they
they're
like
dropping mics. There's no updates. No edits.
wander off from the
Yeah,
keyboard or the phone, and they're just like, that's
yeah.
it. I don't really have anything else here. They don't
Because
even bother to say at the end, "Am I the asshole here?" Wow. Okay, we're
no,
just
no,
going
no.
for it.
Nope.
Shit. Wait. So
Mm-hmm.
I guess the thing here, right, is that the OP was trying to cut off at the head the sort of toxic love language stuff that they dealt with that it sounds like was being put from the grandparents onto the OP's kids, right?
Sí, señor. Sí.
Okay. Okay. All right. See, this Wedo can get things. I can get it. I'm from New Mexico, everybody. I know what this is about.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, no.
Um,
We both know what this is about.
I've also spent decent amount of time around family dynamics such as this. Not even in my own family, just in friends' families growing up in New Mexico. So I get this. No, I mean, I guess you're not the asshole because like, yeah, like you get to dictate, how things go down just like this the previous one we were talking about, the little shithead, you get to dictate like how things go down in your house with your children. Like you do. So, if I'm going to just stick straight up to like what the actual matter at hand was, which is this, then no, you're not the asshole. There's a lot of people who I'm sure, again, I always have a tendency to dive into this and think about the mindset of the people around the OP and all this stuff because I always assume somebody's getting a lot of shit, which is what drives them to be like, fuck it, I'll go to Reddit and ask what's going on.
Right?
So I feel like there's probably a lot of people who are, giving the OP shit like, oh, you can't talk to your parents that way and etc. And probably their own parents, obviously, also giving them some of that shit. So they probably feel like they're the asshole. But no, I mean, you're not the asshole here as far as I'm concerned. No. I mean, I don't really think there are any assholes here because you also can't really blame your parents for just like being who they are. It's difficult.
Okay.
I
I will
mean, I don't know. I don't know though. Like I just that's just that certain point or another where just you kind of look at your parents and you're like, all right, like you're just a person who for some reason decided that you needed to hork me into the fucking world, but like that's
Did you say orc me?
yeah, just like there you go. Welcome to the fucking world, man. Like, cool, thanks.
I
Thanks a
almost
lot.
fell out of my chair. Oh my
Did you guys have a plan? You didn't. Okay, cool. Just making sure, and you can either be upset about that or
god.
you can be like, I like my parents didn't know what the fuck was going on either. That's cool. Neither do I. So whatever. So like yeah, like it's not cool to be a dick to your parents necessarily, but you also shouldn't be surprised when they're being that way. So I'm gonna lean towards yes, not the asshole NTA on this one, but it is a bit of a rocky road. Obviously, I want to hear what you have to say. I don't have children, everyone, and I ain't having any. It's not happening. So, like I already raised my brother and sister. That was more than enough. And I was never necessarily in a situation like this, but I could see how it could be pretty hairy. So,
Well, where the fuck do I start with this one, Brian?
I mean, listen, wherever the hell you want to. Yeah, I mean, you're the one who rolled this rock into the room and
Yeah,
was like,
no, it
"Here it
wasn't
is."
even me, man. I just clicked the link. I told you I hadn't read this before. If I had
Rolled a
read this
rock for
before,
rock and roll, so
like Sisyphus and shit.
that's right.
Um,
Up the hill. Wait, that's Atlas. Sorry. Never mind. Anyway.
no, that's Sisyphus. You're right. You're right.
Oh, good. Okay. High school was a long
Um,
time ago.
yeah. Ooh, somebody has a birthday coming up.
Quiet. No one knows anything about that.
You're right. My bad. Jesus. Yeah, no, cold read is real. I have a lot of thoughts. I feel like I have a lot of experiences that are highly adjacent to this. I will keep this too long to read. TLDR. Um, no, you're not the asshole. Um, that does not intimate that your parents are being active assholes.
Right.
But if everyone is in the same town and everyone has had some experience in the culture that they dragged you into to grow up in, then hopefully the least slash best they can do is respect your fucking wishes.
Yeah.
Um,
Right.
there is a giant ideological chasm between my parents and I.
Yes.
Um,
Yes. As is very much the way now. Yeah.
and I really can't say how different it would have been if I would have grown up here initially. or if my mom wasn't from another country, it's really difficult to tell. But culturally, there are things, and I mean, I assume eventually they're going to hear this. Hey, mom and dad, there's a bunch of shit that I can't really talk to you about because you are completely unwilling to revert back from this absolutist, um, binary good bad driven shit and
Yeah.
thinking that you're on the right side,
Yeah,
even
there you go.
though
Yeah.
it includes a lot of hatred and um othering and uh deep suspicion of people who don't think exactly like you do.
Right. Right.
That has driven an insanely painfully deep wedge between me and my nuclear family.
Yes, I can see that.
Um,
Yeah.
Across 200 plus, or across two countries and like 400 plus miles, like there are people in my family who think I am some sort of heathen witch who has somehow betrayed her family because I didn't act the way I was supposed to when I was supposed to,
Right.
and instead doubled down to be rebellious when all I was doing was trying to fucking read the room, and make sure that nobody got hurt. Um so you're not the asshole. Um
Right.
you have
Yeah.
you have picked a difficult path, and people will make you feel like you're the reason why they're less than happy. Fortunately
Oh, that's
enough,
always a fun one to be in. Yeah.
right. It's inevitable. I mean, fortunately enough, like I can I can deal with my people well enough when I have to. I don't feel like there are members of my family who are safe vis-a-vis my parents' opinions and politics and quote unquote morality or lack thereof around people's gender or sexual identity, and that really fucks me up.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Um if your parents are unwilling to change for your children, and this is something that I will give my family, all the old crusty people stuck in their own ways, calcified by Calvinism, turned into softies when there were babies around.
Yep. Totally
That was
true. Yeah.
that was true for me and my siblings, and that was true for um the children that came after me, right? My kid and my nibbling. Um so there's a saving grace there, but there's there is no need to prolong or restart a process of resentment and guilt when you could just be happy to see your grandchildren.
Right.
Like
Totally.
I have
Yeah.
seen that moment happen,
Yeah.
right? Like insofar as I have ideological, like I said, chasms between the last generation and I, and probably 2, 3 generations back, if I were to guess. I don't know, they're all dead, so I don't go fuck. Um, don't prolong it. And if there is no space in their heart to be more kind, then you don't have to subject your children to wanton cruelty just because they think that's the way to go. Because obviously it's not, seeing as you're reacting negatively to it.
Right. Yeah.
So no, NTH, baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or NTA rather.
And
There are
NTH,
assholes.
not the whole. That's
NTH.
I don't know what that means, but
No,
it could be a
NTA.
thing. Yeah,
I mean,
NTA. Yeah. Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
trying to protect your kids.
Yeah. Right.
And you already took your fucking welts, right? Like
Right.
they already tried with
Yeah.
you. And
Yeah.
that's kind of how I feel about how it came down with me, and how I deal with my kid, and he knows that. And
Right.
I'm like, when I was your age, this was not this easy at all. And it's
Right.
not some sort of point of pride either. It really
Right.
came as a point of humility. Like the last time that I yelled at my kid, like truly in a sense of anger, like the type of witch that I grew up with, he was so little and he looked so scared. And I was like, no, never again. We ain't doing this shit.
Mhm.
And like
Mhm.
he and
Mhm.
I made an agreement a long, long time ago. I was like, hey, not like that. And we agreed. And it turned out well for both of us.
Mhm.
It
Yeah.
turned out well for him. I feel like I shaped him away from being the same kind of worried, neurotic, sad, scared person that I can trace back to the type of behavior that was inflicted upon me when I was younger,
Right. Right.
given everybody else's, calcification of behavior as adults. Whereas I was like, nah, bro, never mind. You know what? Fuck it. I mean, spilt milk, right? Like, what am I supposed to do? Be mad about it? Just help me clean it up, or even Stevens. And you
Right.
know what?
Right.
I'm really proud of my kid's behavior. He does good. And here I am on the other end of that, coming from something similar to this sort of discourse
Mhm. Mhm.
and feedback, where it's like, all I'm doing is compensating to make sure I'm not the asshole.
Yep. There you go. Yep.
Fuck.
Just making sure that I don't
I
end up
want to
having
be
someone post about me on Reddit about this.
for real.
There you go.
Not just on Reddit, but just globally. Like,
Just anywhere. Yeah.
I'm
Right.
not, I can't, and I have to really guard my heart. I have to really guard my temper. I have to like reposition my thinking sometimes, because this type of thinking, I know exactly what she's describing. And it's poisonous. It will consume you. And in the end,
Right. Absolutely.
you'll fall victim to it too. But this whole like, oh, don't you love me anymore shit, it's like, listen, I love you, but sometimes I have to love you from a distance.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit here and regurgitate the same conversation 3 hours over and be told 3 hours over that I'm just like some giant asshole who hurt your feelings. Like, you're the adult, I'm a child
Right. Right.
in
Yeah.
that position. Obviously I'm not a child,
Yeah.
but I don't go around and make sure that all the children in my life, like, make sure that my feelings aren't hurt. Like, I
Right.
don't,
Yeah. Yeah.
like,
Mhm.
whatever, man. Like, we'll figure it out. Like, if
Yeah.
there's an actual problem, firstly, let's fix the problem so it's off my plate, not your plate, my plate. Let's fix the problem.
Right.
And
Right.
then what I'm going to do is very actively not pin you to the wall like an insect in a fucking foam container with a pin.
Right.
Like, I'm not
Right.
interested in that. I
Yeah.
want you to understand what's happening. I understand that this is kind of overwhelming. Whatever the fuck you did is you didn't mean to, probably.
Right.
And like, let's visit the process together. I mean, I've had children already get speeding tickets. I've had children fail classes. I've had children, I mean, the list goes on.
Right. Yeah.
Take
Yeah.
a hatchet to a tree. I mean, I gave him the hatchet and it was a tree that needed to be chopped down, but I've seen the energy. I get
Right.
it.
Yeah.
It's Don't punish people for just being people,
Right.
and
Right.
don't berate children. It's
Right.
not fair. It's not fair to them. They don't understand what's happening. They don't know what you're saying. They don't know why you're upset.
Yeah.
You're upset, but you're not a crystal ball, man. Like, as a person, and I'm speaking to the grandparents of this post right now, like you're not transparent, and
Right.
you don't get to pick on
Right.
people.
Right.
And if you can't handle that toxic language around your grandchildren, if you can't welcome them with open arms and teach them the more basic shit as opposed to this like nitty gritty, like mid level conversation shit, then no, OP is NTA. Fuck that
Yeah.
shit. I
Yeah.
wouldn't want my kids around those people either. And
Yeah.
it's upsetting and it feels like a betrayal because they're your parents. But you know what?
Better in the long run, man. You know,
And there's
like,
plenty of people who are happy to embrace you and your family, like as the cohesive unit that you are. And why
right.
would you ever, even if there wasn't, why would you ever expose your children to things like I would never.
Right. Yeah.
And I've
And
had to tell people to back the fuck off my kids, no doubt.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And you're trying to undo some generational traumas, which
Mhm,
is a pretty
mhm.
difficult thing to do. But the only way that that ever ends up happening is by like somebody deciding to do it. That's like literally basically the only way, or I don't know, God willing, some other horrible thing happening. But like that's usually what it takes. So, like yes, respect. I get it. It's definitely difficult, and it's certainly more difficult when you're dealing with like very ingrained, long-standing shit that has been there for a long time.
Dig it
Um,
up out of the ground and
right.
get the fuck rid of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Like
And
bring.
whatever that looks like, when you do gardening and everyone's like, oh my God, you're like all muddy and stuff. And it's like, wait for 3 months. And then people will come back like, oh my God, your garden looks so beautiful. It's like, it has to look dirty before it looks pretty. Like, you actually
Mm-hmm.
have to go in
Mm-hmm.
and, like, you
Right.
know, if you haven't yanked an entire rope of root of some
Right.
predatory plant from your back garden, you haven't gardened yet. Like, get in there. Like, and yeah, it sounds like OP is very willing to make sure that their children don't experience the same sort of emotional damage that it
Right.
sounds like they went through.
Yeah. Which, respect for that. Because not a lot of people make that decision. It's usually easier to just kind of roll with it and be like, well, this is horrible, but that's just the way it is. And, that's usually one of the worst things you can do is just to say, that's the way we've always done it. So, this is a more deep one here than some of our others.
Ah,
But yeah,
yeah.
that's why we do
Well,
this.
listen, if you want your children to sound as neurotic as some of us already do, sure, keep nitpicking them at a young age. That's
Right.
healthy. No, it's
N-
not. It's really not.
Right. It's
Lay up,
really
lay
not.
up. Let them figure it out, man. You have to.
Yeah, and then you'll probably be invited back at some point because it'll be, like a little more dealable. And if it's not, then that's okay too. So,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, now as always, we
No.
remind everyone we're not
If you're
therapists, so deal
no,
with
not in the
that.
least. Not in
But
the least. And
we've
this is
been through
just
a decent amount of
li
therapy. So,
yeah, life experience shit right here.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah, no, if again, as a person of a cognitively reliable age, like if it's not serving you, parentheses, and or your family, the people who are you to whom you are primarily responsible, um, and parentheses, if it doesn't serve you, don't engage it.
Yep, there you go. If it doesn't bring you joy, apparently Marie Kondo is just all up in our
That
business.
shit came up earlier this week too. That's so weird.
See, there you go. That's the Matrix, everyone. And
Well, I think it sounds like I have too many zines, although they're all highly contained in one little vase. So I don't know.
eh,
Speaking of zines,
still bringing you joy.
it is bringing me joy. They are, all of them all together. They're so beautiful. I started working on our first quarterly.
We're gonna need to take submissions or something from people at some point.
Oh my God, please
Yeah.
help me. That shit was hard as fuck. I forgot.
Yeah, if you want to get in on something, I mean, this is pretty much an open platform
Poetry
when it
or
comes to
reflection
that.
piece,
Right.
art, like, we'll shout you out. We will print you with your name in glorious angel wings. Yeah. Um, it was fun, but it was hard. And I was like, oh, this is gonna take longer than I thought it was. I'm such an arrogant bitch, dude. I was like,
Well, this is pretty much everything that we do. So I can't hold that against you. That's
I'm
okay.
working on it, just so you know.
Yeah, we're all working on it, Just like
I was
everybody else, we're just working to not be, well, not everybody, but some people working to not be assholes. So,
working on it.
as always, I am grateful to you and your husband for crawling through the depths of Reddit for this stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
I am definitely gonna need a moment with these two. Wow, that was crazy. I'm
yeah,
gonna
that
drop.
was a whole one. Now, as always, we want to remind everyone if you want to converse about these, you're welcome to join us on Discord and
I'm putting them in the Discord literally as we speak.
yeah, and everyone who we talk about in this segment, if we mention you on Reddit, hey, feel free to reach out. We're never trying to be the assholes. We're just trying to figure out if there are assholes here. So, thank you, Ruth, for crawling through that.
Oh goodness, you're very welcome. I'm sorry it took me so many. There apparently were a lot of spicy ones. So
Apparently, or as I say, people are hearing about this and being like, shit, they're going to talk about me, which,
well, I
you know
mean,
what? I
we're
can
gonna
dream. A man can dream. Although some people shouldn't dream, which is really what brings me to my segment that I'm going to just throw out on the table this week.
Oh no, what are you
This
doing?
it's not, I mean, hopefully it's not as bad as you think it is, but we're going to find out. That's the real question, right? Is this as
Wee!
horrible as Brian can make it sound starting off from the beginning? Maybe, maybe not. So, in a segment that I have been playing on and off with here since we got our podcast rebooted, I have been a little bit here and there going into a place that a weird darkened room with another dark corner, an even darker corner in it,
Oh
called
no.
Dumb Criminals, parentheses, fuck around
Oh
and find out.
hell yeah. Never mind. One of my
And
favorites. Let's
there you go.
go.
Okay.
Yeah,
She's
yeah,
all right.
yeah. No,
She's on
I'm
board.
into it. No,
Okay,
let's
we're
go.
good. All right.
We're doing this.
So this is one that I thought about talking about last week, and then I just said fuck it and jettisoned it and decided that I would wait a little bit. I let it bake a little because I'm not one to actively take a dump on anyone's dreams or anything like that. But this was an interesting one that I picked
This
up
sounds
and read about,
spicy.
and this one's
Go.
pretty interesting. So
Tell me everything.
for those who don't yet know, in Dumb Criminals, I basically take a look at people who have, uh, let's say, completely missed the point by actively participating in dumb criminality. And I'm not talking about things that, are like shit that you see on really dumb TV shows and everything like that, that just makes fun of people who tried to, rip off a convenience store or something like that. No, we don't get into that. What we like to talk about here on Dumb Criminals is people who do incredibly dumb things and completely miss the point and generally have a lot of money. That means that they probably should have been able to tell, like, this is probably a thing where I shouldn't have been a dumb criminal. I shouldn't have fucked around and found out. But today's award for fucking around and finding out goes to someone who I recently picked up an article about just somewhere on the internet, and the article that I highly suggest reading. I do have, by the way, my browser window pulled up here, so if you're watching the video, you'll be able to see a little bit of this. All these links will be in the Discord. But the article that I ended up reading was one by the New Yorker, who is a publication that I do really like to read, and this one was actually published a little over a year ago, May 27th of 24. It was called Master of Make Believe and is written by someone named Evan Osnos. And it's a pretty interesting read. I highly suggest that you take a few moments and read it. It's a little bit long, but it's worth it. And
I like long reads. Long reads are epic.
yeah, and this is one of those good long reads that really takes you through the story, you know. And I didn't even really know what this is about. I just said, what the hell? I'll go ahead and dive into it. And I do invite you to read that article because I'm not going to go into absolutely every part of this. But what this article talks about, I'm going to bring up another one here from Deadline, the website deadline.com. And the headline of this one is Amazon MGM acquires documentary Hollywood ending on actor turned Ponzi schemer Zachary Horowitz. So, this is a pretty interesting story that has to do with someone named Zach Horowitz who reinvented himself by the stage name Zach Avery. And he made his way out to Hollywood, having previously been from, I believe, Indiana. And when in Indiana, when he was younger, he was a football star and all these other things that probably he could have ended up pursuing and maybe ended up working, would have worked in his favor in some way or another. But Zach always really wanted to be a movie star. And when you read this article, that's something that you'll kind of see like really as a repeated theme here is that he
Well,
really
what's his deal? Is he like leading man, like character actor? What was his deal?
well, that was kind of the problem that he ran into, which is that he really couldn't make the thing work. He tried a little bit, he went back and forth. I've got his IMDb pulled up here, where he has a total of 15
So,
acting credits,
is
which
he a
is,
bad actor?
well, that's what people mostly said. For instance, he managed to, at one point or another, make his way into a film that was strangely actually directed by Ralph Fiennes and was
Oh no.
also able to act in this movie next to Brian Cox, who we all remember
I
more
love
recently,
Brian Cox.
yeah, as being the crotchety, horrible billionaire guy from that,
Succession.
yes, from Succession. And like, I would imagine that would be a pretty daunting thing to be acting next to this guy, by all means. And so I can't totally hold it against Zach Avery for having a difficult time, but basically what ended up happening, by the admission of a lot of the people for whom he acted, directors or actors with whom he worked, etc., was that they just kind of really said like, yeah, he's not a good actor, And so what Zach ended up basically working out was that the easier thing for him to do was to essentially run what has now been called the biggest Ponzi scheme in all of Hollywood history, which is a pretty big deal because there's been a whole shitload of crazy schemes that have gone down in Hollywood, right? But he
What did he
essentially,
do? What did he do?
well, that's the amazing thing here, right? So, from the article from Deadline, said Horowitz is a former actor who deceived investors by falsely claiming to have lucrative licensing deals with such prominent streaming platforms as Netflix and HBO. His scheme began around 2014 when he started soliciting funds from investors, promising high returns from licensing deals for movies. Horowitz operated through his company, One, the number one, in MM in all caps, two M's, one in MM Capital LLC, which I'm just going to say it for the record. Anytime a company is named something like that, you probably got to figure it's going to be some kind of weird scheme because when you throw random numbers and letters and like shit that doesn't make any sense into a company name, it's either the shit that I used to talk about on this podcast, which was weird shit that you could buy on wish.com, which always came from some
Yeah.
completely wacky named company, right? Or it's something like this, which is somebody who's figuring out a way to get a lot of money from people and then not actually do anything with it. So he operated through his company,
Oh
One in
no, he's
MM
gonna
Capital
do
LC.
something with it. Just
Oh,
nothing big.
absolutely. And he did some things, let me tell you. To maintain
What?
the illusion of legitimacy, again, I'm reading the article here, he provided investors with fake documents, including fabricated licensing agreements and emails purportedly from entertainment executives. This is a pretty wild story and it goes really deep, but he ended up doing things like purchasing a $6 million mansion in Los Angeles, a bunch of luxury cars. Him and his wife had a couple of kids. basically everything seemed like it was really great. And this all started out, he started out doing this by getting money from basically one of his oldest friends who had had a very difficult time in his life. He had lost his job and all these other kinds of things. And Horowitz ended up getting like this guy's like last 30,000 something dollars and getting him to invest it into his capital company, his firm that he made, telling him, of course, he's going to get a whole bunch of money back and all this other stuff. Interestingly, in the article from the New Yorker, Horowitz apparently pitched this to his friend as saying that the guy would get $9,000 back in return for his 30 something grand. Not really sure how the math was mathing in the long run here, but apparently it did.
It
So
wasn't.
it really was not. And as I say, the story is pretty wild, but essentially what he ended up doing was getting a whole bunch of people to continue giving him money because he was saying that he was holding the licensing to a huge library of B films and lesser known films that Netflix and other distribution companies, other streaming platforms would really, really want for their platform. And so therefore, they were going to give him a lot of money for that. And
Was
so,
that a lie?
oh, it
Was
was
he
a total
holding?
lie. He had no connections to anybody or anything that he could use to leverage as a way to be able to do the things that he said. But he went so far as to fabricate emails from the CEO of Netflix. He went on at some point talking about how he
He
personally knew this.
fabricated emails.
Oh, yes. He fabricated emails. He time-stamped them in all kinds of different ways in order to make it seem more legitimate. He even went
What?
so far as to say at one point that he was getting advice on how to be successful from the CEO of Starbucks, and went so far again as to fabricate emails from him, who were at that point, he was essentially working to say that the CEO of Starbucks was saying, you got to go forward and you got to do the thing. It's going to be difficult, but you're going to make it pay off and all these kinds of things. And, spoiler alert, it didn't. Like it didn't. It didn't end up paying
my
off.
God, I'm so shocked.
Of course, big shocker, right? He ended up running off with $690 million from people who were giving him money to continue investing in this because he ended up really being one of these guys that was sort of just known in Hollywood as a guy that people just said, well, like Zach he makes things work. He just gets it done. Like he's the golden child. He's the guy.
What does he get done? What does he get done?
That's the thing. He didn't get anything done. Just like so many people out there who I've
Well,
talked
if
about.
you want me to sound like a Mexican fucking parent, sounding like a Mexican fucking parent, where the fuck did you get that money from? What the fuck are you doing with it? And
that is exactly it. Yes.
This right now, are you not following through?
That's right. That was exactly, and he very much did not follow through in the long run. And essentially, he ended up eventually getting popped by the Securities and Exchange Division of the United States, the federal government. He ended up getting popped for all of the money that he had stolen from people. He was eventually ordered to pay. He was sentenced to 20 years in federal prison, ordered to pay this was in February 14th, 2022. He was sentenced to 20 years in federal prison and ordered to pay $230 million in restitution to his victims.
Did he have $230 million to pay back?
I'm fairly certain that he did not, because he likely wasn't even making that much money off of any of the very small roles that he got in the films that he was in. And in fact, a lot of the films that he was in, he had larger roles because he did find himself at the point where, because he was able to get so much money and he started to look like the goose that was laying the golden egg, people started to say to him, you know what, sure, you want to be in the movie, you can be in the movie, because he started to reach executive producer status. He reached that point.
EP, but
right.
He was still acting?
Exactly, right. He still really wanted to act. And that's that's the funny part, where I sort of feel for the guy. I mean, listen, if it elicits that. Ouch.
Oh, buddy, you could have just kept acting. What's wrong?
Ouch. I mean, that is also the thing, right? Like, and this is where I sort of feel bad for the guy, but I'm also like, really, man? Because Like, I'm not saying acting isn't hard. It is. And
No,
making
it's
it as an
difficult.
actor
I
is
get
very,
it.
very difficult. But it
But
is a thing that
that
you can
is
actually
a
study and do, you know?
that is a weird shortcut, man.
It's a very weird shortcut to be like, well, I can't do the acting thing. So what I'm instead going to do is just make up a bunch of completely fabricated facts and somehow get a lot of people to give me a lot of money to contribute to my firm and then never deliver anything that I'm saying I'm going to be delivering. And the
That
whole
is
thing
so
unravels.
insane. That is
It's pretty
so
crazy.
insane.
It
Listen.
unravels in some very scary ways to the point that
Wait,
eventually,
there's more? What happened?
well, eventually the people who were closest to him, which were his friends and some of his family, ended up really digging into the thing to actually find out if he had any of the properties, any of the films, any of the licensing that he had been going on and on and on about having. And getting on the phone with someone who very just literally said, like, we don't even know who you're talking about. We have no deals with this person. There's nothing happening. Like, what are you talking about? This is completely crazy. And then they had to
Oh,
confront him about it. And at that point, he still ended up doubling down and being like, no, 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 the thing is still
wait,
happening. And
no
everyone was like,
way.
we know it's not actually happening, man. And that was when everything just completely fell apart. And like, I got to admit, I do feel, I feel a little bit bad for the guy because this is one of those like sad Hollywood stories, where like someone's really trying to make it in this crazy business that they call show and it ends up just not happening. But I find it pretty weird and definitely a hardcore missing of the point to be like, well, I can't make the thing happen, so I'm just gonna steal a fuckload of money from people. Like it would be one thing if like he kind of ran this scheme and like got, I don't know, taking any amount of money from people and then not returning anything, that's actually the product that you say you're gonna do. I mean, that's fucked up. Don't do that. But it would have been one thing if it had been like, I don't know, a few $100,000 or something like that. But this guy got $690 million. I mean, he was apparently at some point or another, he was tipping like $20,000 at bars that he would go to and stuff like this, like just so that he would look like the coolest guy in the room. And he started to be the coolest guy in the room. People started to get to know him in Hollywood and they were like, oh, this guy is amazing, and he's just obviously the guy that we have to get with. You're crazy if you don't invest money with him because you're going to miss out on a huge opportunity. And that's how he started to get money from people. But eventually, just like with all other Ponzi schemes, the whole premise of a Ponzi scheme is you get money from someone for a thing that doesn't actually happen, but you tell them that it's happening and just wait, it's going to happen. And then you get money from somebody else to pay off the person who was the first person or the other person who last gave you money, so that person's keeps seeing some kind of return and they say, oh, okay, this guy's legit. I got my money back. I got some money. I invested 30 grand. I got 30 grand back. Apparently the thing is working, blah blah blah. But that's what you're doing. You're taking other people's money to pay the other people that you ripped off, and then you have to keep working that scheme. That's the definition of a Ponzi scheme, and he worked it really really well. He got all kinds of money from a whole
For
bunch of
how
people.
long?
I don't actually remember how long he did it for. I would have to go back through the article. I didn't take the best of notes in that respect. I apologize because this
Dude,
was
I know, you're
wild.
fine. I would have had a
It was
heart attack.
2013 when he started doing this. So he got away
9
with the
years?
shit for like a while. Yeah, like he
Eight,
pulled this off for
7,
about,
8 years?
yeah, just about. Like he was doing okay. This wasn't just like a short thing, a short-lived thing. He did manage this for quite some time, but it always falls apart. Like Ponzi schemes like this, they always end up falling apart because eventually you run out of people who are willing to just give you a whole bunch of money so that you can take that money and give money back to everyone else. And remember, like the whole thing with that Ponzi scheme idea, right, is you start small and then you manage to get some money from somebody else from that first small person that you start with, 30 grand, 10 grand, 15, whatever, a friend. He started to get people's families in on this, his own family, everything else. Everyone was giving him their savings, all the money that they had. And that was kind of small potatoes stuff. But then he was able to take all of that money and go to people who had a lot of money and get, large sums of cash starting to flow in so that you could take that money and then pay off all the small potatoes people and be able to say like, look, everyone's getting paid, it's okay, you're investing, it's a long haul thing, right? And that's what he ended up doing. But eventually you run out of people that you can go to and get a whole bunch of money from in order to keep paying off the now higher and higher and higher balances and debts that you're running up. So it all fell apart. And he's now, from what I know, he's in jail. But again, the funny, like, sort of cherry on the top of this whole thing is going back to this Deadline article, which is that there's going to be a film that I believe is in production. Maybe it ended up being released. I'll actually have to double check. Apologies. I'm not going to be the guy who's typing on his podcast right now. But there's going to be a film made about him now and this whole story, everything that he did. So, in a weird way, he's getting what it is that he always wanted. Like, he's going to be known through the annals of time now as the guy who ran the biggest Ponzi scheme in Hollywood and eventually had a movie made about him for doing it. But he's not going to be the guy who's acting in it because he's in jail. He's in prison. His wife left him. She apparently took the kids, ran off. Like, the whole thing was really horrible. And I'm not
What?
trying to,
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
fuck around and find out. I'm not trying to revel in people's sadness here. That's certainly not the goal of Dumb Criminals, but it is basically to look at these people in these situations and be like, really, man, like, you didn't stop at some point and say to yourself, like, this is probably a bad idea. Maybe I shouldn't do this. And he didn't do that. So that's the tale of Zach Avery. At least that was his stage name, Zach Horowitz, also known as Zach Avery, and his insane scheme that he ran on Hollywood. It's pretty crazy. Again, the links will be in the Discord if you want to check them out. It was pretty crazy to read through this thing. Big ups to the New Yorker for getting me on with one of their very long stories. This wasn't
I
a
love the
short
long
BuzzFeed.
reads.
This wasn't a BuzzFeed article. Like, you needed to sit
Yeah.
down and, like, read the thing and absorb it a little bit. But it's crazy to just watch the thing happen. And I don't know. There's a movie being made about him. So way to go, Zach, wherever you are now. I mean, I kind of feel for you, dude, but I also don't. Fuck around and find out. So that's my entry for Dumb Criminals this week. Thank you for
Yeah.
tuning into my weird TED Talk.
That shit was gold. Wow.
Goose that laid the
Okay.
golden egg. That was Zach
So,
Avery for a
like,
while.
full circle, that you get like extra stars for that. Like, from beginning to end, it just came back right around. And wow, that is the most elegant landing for this segment. Also, structurally unsound is the phrase that came to my head when we started
Fitting,
talking about
yes.
like
Yeah,
Ponzi scheme shit. And it's
yeah.
like, speaking of missing the point, as I mentioned to you before we started, or maybe after we started, I don't remember anymore. I don't care. It's been a really long day.
It's been a long week. It's been a long year, okay, everyone?
Jesus
So,
fucking Christ. And I'm
yeah.
really trying to avoid landmines, so everybody should be very fucking proud of me right now.
Yeah. Yeah, we are. We are.
Thanks.
We are. Yeah, you're good. You've done very well.
Ponzi schemes are physically unstable, completely unreliable, and as you said, if you fuck around, then eventually
Yeah. You're
you
going to
will
find
pull a
out.
Madoff and you will find out. And
Right.
I mean, I don't really understand the idea of trying to get to the top of such financial anxiety. I don't know. Have you ever stayed up at night thinking about how you're going to pay your bills?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Constantly. All the
Yeah.
time.
Fuck
Yeah.
me too. Right.
Yeah.
So then why would I create more of that for me?
Exactly. Yes. That is the biggest missing the point thing to me here about the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, criminality aside, lack of ethics aside, like, I already, fuck you, fine, whatever. You missed the point, you missed the train and the boat. I don't know what to tell you, man. Good luck.
Right.
But like the idea of like actively giving yourself a heart attack every day
Right.
by having to hustle harder to close in on the chasm, like, right, the
Yes.
debt behind you is nuts, dude. Every time that I don't spend $1, Brian, and that is very difficult for me to do, as we all know.
Absolutely.
I don't really sit around thinking about how I might get somebody else's dollar.
Right. And how I get them to give me like $2
Yeah.
so that I can
And
give $1
right,
back to the other person that
right.
gave me
Like
a dollar.
it
Yeah.
sounds exhausting, and I don't want to be judgy.
Yeah,
Listen,
it sounds very
hus-
anxiety inducing.
hustlers are gonna hustle, and I am happy to hustle on my own terms. But
Absolutely.
at the same time, like, what's the fucking phrase? Pay Peter
Yes.
to
Um,
pay
the
Paul.
yes, that's
What is
right.
it? Is that
Something along the lines of, stealing from Peter to pay Paul.
stealing from Peter
I
to
think
pay
there's a
Paul?
more eloquent way of saying that, but again,
Eh,
it's been a long week. But
yeah.
yeah, so,
Also, it's a
similar
that
idea.
that's kind of the heads up here.
Yeah.
Like, if you're doing that on purpose in this day and age, in the good year of our Lord 2025,
Yes.
you're busted, bro. It's a shit ass scheme. Like,
Yeah.
it's not. And I appreciate the ability of people to have the transparency necessary to be like, oh, well, where the fuck is my money, man? Like, my Venmo is right here. Spill it.
Right. Like, what is going on?
Like,
It's also interesting that I should mention part of what I forgot here to mention, because again, there was so much, is that he got his hands on a few distribution contracts, then he copy and pasted them in Microsoft Word. I'm kind of paraphrasing here from the article from the New Yorker. Copy and pasted them in Microsoft Word to make hundreds of fakes, forging signatures of executives that he found on LinkedIn. And
those are federal crimes.
right, like I mean, he was totally making this whole thing up as he went along. He was impersonating people and just like
That's
making up
not
the whole
cool.
shit. Like
That's
it's
not cool.
it's pretty wild in the long run. And like, yeah, like he's really, it's funny. The article has a part about where they mention Bernie Madoff. Bernie Madoff insisted that every screw he might see on his yacht might have its head turned in the same direction. And that's kind of the thing that this guy had to do over and over again, is like he had to make sure that everything was in like very specific places all the time so that no one could see the cracks that were forming, but like
Well,
it was going to happen no matter what.
why didn't he just get an MBA and do this thing above the board, man?
Right.
Like, it's not like this
That's the
doesn't
funny
happen all
thing.
the
It sounds
time.
like he probably could have pulled this off in a legit fashion, because
I
even
have
though
a lot of
he
lovely
wasn't a great
friends.
actor in that respect, like on film, but he was obviously a good actor as like a salesperson, which is its own skill in the long run. So it's like you could
Absolutely,
have just backed this up
100%.
with some real shit, man.
Well,
Like
and the part for me of the missing the point situation is that he wasn't willing to put the work into what it took to do it the legit way. I know
right, yeah,
so many lovely people who are so good at what they do that literally the rest of us are all but panty dropping, like handing over like money hand over fist, right? To be like, yes, please, thank you.
right,
And
right,
then they just do what they're good at. And if they're not good at it, they'll practice it and,
right,
this, that, or the fucking other.
right,
And then in addition to that, you get to gain new skills by having enough time and space, by having paid your rent and your utilities through,
normal means.
I mean, listen, we can talk about labor all day long,
Right,
but this is what it is, right? Like, it's either you can afford to pay your rent or you can't. That'll get figured out one way or the other. But then there's this like extra level where it's like your ego gets so far up your own ass in the way that you insist on doing things the wrong way
right,
just to make sure they get done because you think they're supposed to get done.
right,
And that's
exactly.
fucking tricky, man. Like, and that's cool. You want to go act? Go ahead. There's plenty of community
Sure.
theaters, regional
Right,
theaters, traveling troops. Like, you can
right,
go to Chicago, New York, LA. You can go ahead and apply for Second City or audition to the fucking Juilliard School of fucking
right,
whatever the fuck you want to do on stage. Like, if that's what you like crave and desire, cool.
right,
And as a person that has worked in content distribution before, what I don't like is this false actor. I'm pretending, and it's funny, it's going to tie into pinball a little bit later, but
oh, perfect, because that's where
oh
we're
yeah,
going.
hell, straight down the
So there
road,
you go.
baby.
That's right.
But you can't pretend to have something that isn't yours to begin with, as if you are in a position to give it to somebody else.
Right.
Like, that's where shit gets crazy. It
Right.
could be IP, it could be drugs, it could be fucking carrots. It doesn't fucking matter, man.
Right.
People all the time, like, you can't be like, oh, I am the purveyor and the releaser of this valuable property
Right.
in exchange
Yeah.
for a shit ton of money. If you can't deliver, you've already committed a crime. Probably
Right.
a federal crime. Sounds like a state, regional, municipal
Right.
crime, maybe an international crime, right? I mean, people transport people across borders under those premises all the time. So
Absolutely. Yep. That's right.
what are we
Yep.
talking about here?
Yep.
It's gross to pretend that you're the one when you're not the one.
Yeah. Right. And it's always mind-blowing to me to read about these kinds of things or just hear about them, or like, I mean, I've seen small scale versions of it happen in my own life. I mean, it's always there. And I get it, y'all. Like, I mean, working is not great and everything, but like, I don't know, man, like, you didn't do anything and you still managed to like get a lot. He had a lot of stuff. He had a great house and a bunch of cars and all this, but it's like, come on, man, like, you had to know this is going to unravel, which I think he
Right.
probably did in some way or another. And he was just going to ride it out for as long as possible and see which is usually what these people are doing. And hey, listen, dedication, way to
Yeah,
go. But
there's a certain
man,
amount of bravery to that, but that doesn't mean it's
sure.
smart. What's the fucking phrase
Yeah.
between bravery and stupidity? Like, pick
Right.
one. Like,
Right.
I don't
Exactly.
know. It just
Yeah.
makes me sad to think that somebody was so invested in one single thing that once they saw it, like, right, like, blow out of their hands into the wind, like the
Right.
raccoon with the cotton candy in the river and shit.
Yeah.
That the only thing that they saw after that was like scamming people, which again begs the questions like, where'd you come from? Like, what's wrong? Why do you feel this
Yeah,
way about it?
exactly. Like, why
Like, what?
why
What
did you
are?
miss the point this hard? But apparently,
Yeah,
like, people do it all the time, and that's
yeah,
why, well, that's why I've got good fodder for this segment. So, as I
damn,
say,
Brian.
yeah,
Damn, Brian. All
yeah, well,
right.
there you
Oh,
go.
fuck.
As I say, if y'all want to read about it, the links will be on the Discord. It's a pretty interesting one, and at some point or another, I'm going to look up, see what the deal is with the film. As I say, I'm not going to be the guy who's digging into everything while recording my own podcast, but we'll follow up on it. We'll follow up on it. But I'm curious about what about any of this does lead into the world of pinball to carry us out on a better
Oh,
note here. I'm
well,
interested to see what you have to say about this.
we were just talking about IP.
Yes.
So
Yes.
intellectual property. In the world of pinball, I'm just gonna put this out here now because you know what? Fuck it. It's Friday night. I got my car back. I didn't think I was gonna have it
Yeah,
before the
come on.
weekend. I have 2 tournaments this weekend. I've been playing pinball all week like crazy with my girl from out of town. And I am pinball delirious. So what am I?
Pinballerious.
Pinballerious. Oh, can that be the name of the channel?
Ah, that works. Pinballerious. That's
I like
actually
it.
really good.
That
Yeah.
is really good. That's going in the zine that I will complete one day. Not today.
Pinballerious. I'm ear I'm
Pinballerious.
I'm marking it.
So today, Stern announced and finally revealed the latest in the series of Star Wars pinball machines.
Ooh, okay. All right.
So this is like some high gravity shit, right? Have you ever played a Star Wars pinball machine?
I think I did once, actually. I vaguely recall playing one that was just Star Wars, like A
In
New
a
Hope.
galaxy far, far away.
Yeah, like I remember that. I don't remember where
A New
when,
Hope?
but
Was it the one with the reflective like TV screen in the back?
yeah, I think it was, yes, I remember something like that. Yeah.
Ah,
Okay, yeah, I remember that. Yes.
that sh-
So I actually
that
have played this. Yeah.
that shit is rich. I wish they brought those back, but that's a conversation for a different day.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there is a new generation of Star Wars machine that is coming out, and with it being such huge, right, intellectual property piece, right? Like it's
That
such
sounds
huge IP. It's
scary
like
to fuck with.
yeah, doesn't it though? Can you imagine?
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't want to do it. No, thank you.
Oh, I
No.
would love to do it. My point being, I want to be part of an IP procurement department for a pinball machine company. That's one of my dream roles in life.
Okay.
Given
Nice.
all the fucked up shit we just talked about and all the fucked up shit we avoided talking about, I would put something out there for you, Brian. I would
Okay.
like
I like it. This is a
to
good goal.
I would like to cold call giant IP properties and be like, would you like to roll the silver ball with me?
There you go. That's how you introduce yourself. I mean,
Can you imagine?
they're going to be like, it's a little on the nose, but we like it. You know?
Yes, we know who Elton John is. We got it, Ruth. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, now we're on the same page. What's up?
Like, we get it, but also cool, you know?
Well, let's talk about it. I mean, passive income. Talk about passive fucking income.
Absolutely.
You don't have to pyramid your way through shit. You could just make a pinball machine and just sit in a bar. And you know what? We're all just gonna dump quarters into it. These are the facts.
Do what you love, and you'll only work 80 hours a week. You know.
I'm okay with that. I would be okay with that. Yeah, so Nat's been in town. I just saw her in Portland and now she's here and we've basically played pinball together the entire week. It's very exciting. Tomorrow morning is oh fuck yeah, I need to be up in less than 12 hours. That's gonna be weird.
Oh, that's not great. Okay.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. I only like sleep 4 hours a day. I'm good. Tomorrow is the September Albuquerque Bells and Chimes tournament at Boxing Bear Bridges. Bells on Bridges is the name of the tournament. It'll be great. Sunday is Matt's 3 Strikes tournament. Second Sunday, 3 Strikes is cool. And that's happening. And then next month, we have finalized our Rip Golf Pin Golf tournament at Danny's house. That'll be the 24th. And then just in the nick of time, just for tricks and treats on October, I believe it's 11th, we will still be holding our regular monthly at Boxing Bridges. Boxing Bear Bridges. And that is a trick and a treat for everybody in October. I think that's hilarious. Yeah. I don't know. I've been playing a lot of fucking pinball this week. It's been great.
I love it. I respect it.
I mean, listen, when Nat's in town, you don't joke around. She literally told me last night, stone cold to my face, she's like, I play pinball 4 hours a day. And you know what? It fucking shows.
Nice.
She's bad. So it's been a great week of spending quarters and gaining abilities. Jacob at Roadrunner Pinball installed the Cactus Canyon kit on his Cactus Canyon over at La Cumbre East. And that is one of the funnest mechs I've seen in a while. It has a spinner. I know this doesn't mean anything to you. That's okay. I'll just.
I mean, this is what we're all learning about here. So that's why we do this, you know? Yeah.
So there's like the Big Bubba trough in the back, and that one has saloon doors now. So you have to like actually hit it like death shot style like 3 times before you can get into the trough. Yeah, it's violent. It's low. It's on the Instagram. Follow ABQ Bells and Chimes on Instagram and you'll see it. I filmed it. It was great. And then right next to it, attached to it, is like a spinner that looks like a sheriff's badge. So it's like circular and like cut out with the star.
Oh, and cool. Okay.
Once you peg it, it's, I mean, if you like ripping a spinner on a pinball machine, this is very satisfying. As of, was it last night that we did that? I say we like fucking mouse in a pocket.
The royal we.
Yeah. Jacob installed it, and when he checked, he was the only one that had installed it worldwide.
Wow. Okay. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It was very, very cool. So
That's a
Shout out to
big deal.
Cumbre, shout out to Boxing Bear, shout out to Sister, shout out to Roadrunner Pinball and New Mexico Pinball, shout out to Albuquerque Bells and Chimes, shout out to Nat, shout out to Daddy and Ben and all my friends. Next month we're having, like I said, 2 tournaments for October. Megan made that happen, and I don't know, we'll find out. And then I'm going to Colorado before either of those happen. I'm leaving to Colorado in like 2 weeks for the
Nice.
Colorado Annual Women's Weekend.
Oh yeah, I love this idea. That's great.
Oh, it's gonna be a whole thing. It's gonna be a whole thing.
Sounds like a pretty great way to get into some pinball.
They got to increase their cap too, so it went from, I don't remember the numbers anymore. They're pushing 100 people, and now the wait list is open again because there are that many
Wow, nice.
women and non-binary players who are going to roll into Lions, Colorado in October to fuck each other up on pinball. Let's do it, ladies.
All right, nice. Yeah, good luck. I like
Thank
this.
you.
I mean, we're
I'll-
gonna hear more about this before it
Oh,
happens, but
I'll do my best. Oh, there's still more too. Yeah, because between this weekend and then is also the monthly at Sister open. So, roll through. See if you can beat me. I don't
I
know.
like it. Yeah, there
I
you
en-
go. If you
enjoy it.
can beat Ruth, we will, as always, I keep saying I'll give people t-shirts. I'll find you a t-shirt if you're able to do that. I don't know that you'll be able to do it, but you can give a try. And even then I'll probably
Well,
give you a shirt if you try, because that'll mean you
Aw.
listened to this
Consolation
podcast,
prize.
which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And we're grateful for that. Well, good.
So
we
what
wish
have we
you.
learned tonight?
What have we
Ryan?
learned? I feel like what we have learned. I forgot that we needed to do that. I like this this what do we learn thing. I feel like the thing that we have learned is stick to your guns and know like what it is that you're really like truly going for in the long run, and sometimes you do that and it's a really bad thing, but most of the time it's probably a good idea. Don't stick to your guns if you're going to do like horrible things. That's not great, but I think that's what I learned. I could be wrong, but
Ooh.
deep breath.
Do what you think is right.
There you go. Okay, yeah, there you go. I like that.
You may not be right
That's succinct.
all the time, but if you think it's wrong, probably don't
It's
do
probably,
it.
yeah, there you go. Yeah, okay. This is a good amalgamation of both of
But
our
if
points of view
but if
here.
you are really truly committed to what you think is right,
Yeah.
even if there's pushback,
Yeah.
even if there's an up in the air scary conversation about it, that conversation is worth it. Also,
Right.
don't put up with no fucking shit, man. If it's
Yeah, there
time,
you
then
go.
it's time. Like that's the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Do what you think is right. Don't be cruel. Don't be mean. Don't be torturous. But at the
Yeah.
same time, draw your fucking line and
Yeah.
double down when you think that some part of the universe needs to be righted.
Yeah.
That's
There you
about
go.
that's about as coded as I can get, so I suppose that should be it.
I like this. That was straight up and very well put. So, I'm gonna go with that and not well, that would, like I say, it was good amalgamation of our both of our points of view, but yours was
Yeah.
much more well worded. So thank you for that. Speaking of well worded, we want to thank our good friend Great Fox
Yes.
for our theme song, The Point,
Thank
which you can find
Thank
at
you. Thank you. Thank you.
greatfox.bandcamp.com. Highly suggest that you pick that album up. It's called Leftovers. Thank you, Great Fox, for the amazing song that we could not ask to fit any better to our podcast.
I
so
mean,
check that
we
song
couldn't
out.
have dreamed this, and
Absolutely
the fact
not.
that Great Fox listened to us, it was like, I get the point. found
Hey,
it for you. It
guys,
was,
look at
I mean,
this.
it's so,
It's like,
I mean,
it's just chef's kiss, you know?
it's
So
it's it's when things all go well.
that's right. So thank you for that. And well, I thank everyone who listens in, as always, for following us. Make sure to share the podcast, please, anywhere that you listen to podcasts. Share that with anyone else. If you are interested in interacting with us, you can find us on our Discord, which you can link to through theartofmissingthepoint.com. And you can email us your stories, your rants, your findings, whatever they are, to theartofmissingthepoint@gmail.com. We will read your emails. We may read them with some scrutiny here on the podcast.
Literally
We don't
my
know.
entire job. Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
it could
Hey.
be interesting. So send us an email and tell us what you think. And as always, we want to thank everyone for tuning in to this podcast. We appreciate it very much. We will be back next week, where we will continue to ask the question: Are we missing the point? Are you missing the point, or is the whole damn world missing the point? My name is Brian,
This is Ruth.
and this has been the Art of Missing the Point. We'll see you next time. Take care.
Bye.